Spice math. That's right. You add it up, multiply it, man. Spice math. Okay. A couple things we're gonna learn today. Spice math. All right. Take some time, educate yourself. Spice math. That's right. You won't believe it's just math. Come on.
Hi, I'm Ruth Doughton.
Hi, I'm Aaron Williams.
Hi, I'm Brandon Alexander.
Hi, I'm Kelvin Doughton.
Hello, I'm Lyndon Sincere.
We are your Spice Math tutors.
You won't believe it's just math. Just math.
Hello again, welcome back to Spice Math. And today we want to continue what we started in basic algebra in a previous lesson. And we'll be looking at how to simplify like terms. And we'll also be looking at how do you apply the law of distribution. So at the end of the lesson today, all students should be able to simplify an expression by grouping like terms and also apply the law of distribution, which is also known as removing brackets. So if you look on the board, we have an expression, or we have four expressions here, and we'll attempt to identify where the like terms are from our previous definition and group them keeping the signs that they come with. So let's look at number 1. 6x plus 7y plus 3n plus x plus n plus y. That's a long expression. If we identify the like terms, and let's see if we can review the definition. Like terms were defined as multiples of the same variable with the same power. So in question number 1, all the terms that contain an x in it would be like terms. So I can now rewrite the expression keeping the sign that they have. So the positive ones and the negative ones have to be considered. We cannot just drop the sign. So 6x, which is positive, is grouped together with plus x, which is also positive. Do you see any more like terms? Yes, there are y's. There is plus 7y here and plus y over here. You can bring them together. So that's plus 7y plus y. Do you see any more like terms? There is plus 3n and plus n. So you write them down. Now we can simplify those like terms that are brought together and create or come up with one expression for each of the pairs. So 6x plus x gives me 7x, that is 6x plus 1x, plus 7y plus y gives me 8y, okay, 7y plus 1y, and 3n plus n, how much would that give? 4n, right? And this would be our answer. Now this cannot be simplified further because all the terms here are different terms. And that expression, 7x plus 8y plus 4n, has no like terms in it. And that would be our answer. Let's go to the second one. Again, remember the steps. We group in the like terms, keeping the sign. So, first set of like terms. Oh, there's 4a plus a. Are there any more like terms in a? No, that's all. But there's another set of like terms in b. There's plus 5b and there is minus 3b. And that's something that we have to emphasize. Whenever you group in like terms, you have to ensure that you keep the sign that they came with originally. Now we can simplify. 4a plus 1a gives me 5a. And 5b, take away 3b. Alright, it's subtraction. So that would be 5, take away 3b, that gives me plus 2b. Let's go to the third one. Again, we identify the like terms. 8p minus 7p. And 2m plus minus 5m. So we group in the like terms, keeping the sign that comes immediately before the term. That is on the left side of the term. So 8p, take away 7p, that gives me 1p. And the 2m, take away 5m, that gives me negative 3m. If you remember how to add on the number line and how to subtract. Okay, so 2m, take away 5m, would give negative 3m. Final example. E plus 3n minus 4e minus n. Let's bring the like terms together. So that would be e minus 4e plus 3n minus n. Now we can simplify because the like terms are close together. 1e subtract 4e gives me negative 3e. And 3n take away 1n gives me positive 2n. And that would be my answer, negative 3e plus 2n, answer. So now we see how you can simplify an expression by simply bringing the like terms together and then evaluating them, adding them or subtracting them as the case may be. Now, let's look at what happens when you have to work with brackets. Or what happens when we apply the law of distribution. So what is the law of distribution? Well, it's actually distribution, yes, but it's distribution of an operation in mathematics known as multiplication. And the law of distribution is usually best represented using brackets. So let's look at this example. This expression is asking us to multiply the bracket, what's in the bracket, by the scalar quantity 2 on the outside. And in so doing, that multiplication will be distributed. That is, it must go through the entire bracket. No term must be left out in this process. So if I'm going to multiply by the 2, I must multiply every single term in the bracket by the 2. So the multiplication is being evenly distributed. So this becomes 2 multiplied by a, 2a. And 2 multiplied by 3b, it gives me plus 6b. And we're finished. Because the law of distribution says you have to distribute the multiplication process throughout the entire bracket. No term will be left out. Let's look at another example. In this case, the scalar quantity outside the bracket is a negative. And by this level, everyone should know what happens when you multiply by a negative. Let's see. Once again, according to the law of distribution, the multiplying or the multiplication by negative 5 will be distributed throughout the entire bracket. No term must be left out. So it's negative 5 times x. That gives me negative 5x. Then it's negative 5 again times positive 3y. Now we see a negative multiplied by a positive. We're going to get a negative 15y. According to the law for multiplying integers. When you multiply a negative by a positive, the result is negative. We have not finished. We now have to multiply negative 5 by negative z. And here again we see the rule coming up. A negative times a negative, which would give me a positive 5z. And this law is very important. It comes up in almost every area of mathematics. And it requires you as a student to pay attention to the details. If you leave out any one of the terms in multiplying, the answer is incorrect. So you have to remain focused. So now, our answer would be negative 5x minus 15y plus 5z. And we complete because there are no like terms. Right, so now that you understand how to bring like terms together and how to use the law of distribution, let's try these two. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes. Copy them down. Number 1 will be 4m minus 5y plus 9m plus 3y. I'd like you to simplify it by bringing like terms together. And part B, 6 bracket 2x plus y minus 3z. You're applying the law of distribution here. So take 5 minutes. I'm going to come back and discuss the answers. All right, well, welcome back. You were supposed to have some questions to work on, and we now have the answers. If you brought the like terms together for number 1, 1a, your answer should have been 13m minus 2y. And let's see how you got that. 4m plus 9m gives me 13m, and negative 5y plus 3y will give me negative 2y. Second one, we're using the law of distribution. 6 times 2x is 12x. 6 times y gives me 6y. And 6 times negative 3z gives me negative 18z. Because remember, the law of distribution expects you to distribute the multiplication throughout the entire bracket. No term should be left undone. Good. Now as we move forward, we want to take a look at a combination of the two concepts where both the law of distribution and like terms, or the gathering of like terms, are brought together in a single question. So let's look at this example here. This is an expanded version of the law of distribution. In other words, we have two sets of brackets that are linked together by a plus sign. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to apply the law of distribution across the entire expression, and then we're going to come and bring the like terms together, keeping the sign. So let's use the law of distribution. 2 times a gives me 2a. 2 times 3b, and it's a positive times a positive, so it'll be plus 6b. Plus 5 times a, 5a. And now 5 times negative b gives me negative 5b. So now we see an expression where we have two sets of like terms. Let's simplify it further. We're going to bring the like terms together, keeping their sign. So let's start with the a's. 2a plus 5a. We finish with the a's. Now let's go to the b's. Plus 6b minus 5b. Now we can simplify and get the answer. 2a plus 5a gives me 7a, and 6b take away 5b gives me plus 1b, or plus b. So the answer is 7a plus b. Do you think you can try 2 of these on your own? So now we're going to put some on the screen for you to practice with. When we come back, we're going to check the answers. Right, so now you should have completed the assignment. Let's see what your working should look like. Once again, we're applying the law of distribution. So on the first bracket, we would have 4x plus 4y plus the second bracket, 3x minus 3y. Bringing the like terms together, all the x's, keeping the sign, 4x plus 3x, and then all the y's, keeping the sign, 4y minus 3y. Now we can simplify after we brought the like terms together. 4x plus 3x gives me 7x, and 4y take away 3y gives me plus 1y. Answer. Please ensure that you have all the steps in line, because there are times when you will be required to show your working. Next one, 7a plus 7m minus 2a minus 6m. Ensure you have those steps, because in the second bracket you're multiplying by a negative 2. So you have to keep that in mind. Negative 2 times a would give me minus 2a. And negative 2 times 3m would give me negative 6m. Okay, those are some of the things you have to focus on when you have different signs to apply in the law of distribution. Now we can bring the like terms together. So 7a minus 2a. Remember what we said? You bring like terms together, keeping the sign that they have. So it's 7a minus 2a. That would take care of the a's. Now the m's. Plus 7m minus 6m. We always keep the signs that the terms have. Now we can simplify. 7a take away 2a would give how much? 5a. And 7m take away 6m gives plus 1m. Answer. So that would be the answers to your questions that you practice with. Just remember, in mathematics, practice really does make perfect. So keep practicing and you will see some success at the end of the day. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your time.